our next story, we're talking about Mammito. Don't you all love her? She is such a gem. And I just love how we have just witnessed her career trajectory, from her doing Churchill show to her doing content creation on social media, to her working with brands, to her doing her own stand-up special. As in, this girl has just been elevated, just doing God's work, using her talent to the best of her ability, and I am so here for it. If you ask me, a comedian who's actually making a change or very impactful in what she does, without a doubt, it has to be Mammito. Do you know how much it takes for you to hold a stand-up event about you and people will show up and it is sold out? I tried the previous one she had. I tried to get tickets and it was sold out. Sold out events. We are so proud of you, Mammito. Keep soaring higher. We're waiting for now a Netflix special,
Absolutely.
a Prime special. Good for you. Anyway, she is now talking about things that go on behind the curtain, or rather giving us an insight on how she grew up. And she was actually very vulnerable and said she actually has never met her father. And it would be so wild if her father was to come out of the woodworks right now. Because I'd be like, where were you? Where were you my whole life? And she says she has never met him. She was raised by a single mother, and despite that, they had everything they ever needed. She says, I was raised by my mother and alone, and we did not miss anything. I did not feel like I was missing my father because my mother made sure that we had everything we needed. And she says the mother was a caregiver, very nurturing, very supportive of her talents. She said she actually started her, her routine or rather her acting or her interest into the arts in church. Please let's talk about how the church is usually a platform for artists. Can we just, whether it's secular or any form of the arts, most people have a backstory. I started in church. I was doing church skits. I used to sing in the church choir. I used to do this in church. We never give these people enough, what do you call it?
Credit.
Props. As a credit to you. The church really does give a platform, but it depends on what church you went to, because some churches, they just stifle that dream. They're like, keep quiet.
Sometimes
we don't do that here.
Yeah, like the hill songs of this world.
Wow, that went dark very quickly. Yeah, but she started in church. Later on, she joined a traditional performance group in Kibra, and they used to perform at events and so on. And then she evolved into comedy, and look at her now. Everyone has a grass to grace story. Trust me, nobody started where they are. Everybody has started from somewhere. So you at home with your tripod and your ring light, don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed that your neighbors can see you. Wash a tripod, wash a ring light, do your thing. Put yourself out there. Again, the worst people could say is no. Put yourself out there, you never know what's going to come out of it.
I really genuinely do appreciate Mammito. And I remember that skit where she did, I think she was trying to date this older guy. And then at some point, she's like, are you my father? And it was so funny because if you really think about it, if you've never met your dad, literally any kambaba you over there dating could be your daddy. You could literally be attracted to your daddy.
It's
and
very
it is
easy.
so weird because when she did that skit, she wasn't very vocal about not meeting her dad. But now we kind of understand where that funny skit was coming from. And as always, she draws a lot of her comedy from her reality. And if it is the truth, she really has a very full life. Like, her life is clearly very full. She clearly does go through it all. But shout out to Mammito. Now she's traveled the world. She's traveled East Africa, Central Africa, and the rest of the region, and some parts of the outside of the region and the continent. And we're so proud of her. She does so well. She works so hard. She stands her ground, and she is multi-talented. I mean, we've seen her being that Kamshamba along with Jackie, and they do those funny videos of, here is my outfit. What was it? What was it? There's that video, the one she did where she's like, in the morning, but now it's that, there's a transition of
We
it.
can't do it word for word.
I really have lost it. No, it was a trending sound, I forget. She's done so many videos along with even Akina Terrence Creatives. it's really just phenomenal to see how much of a talent she is. She's done the Slay Queen versions. I mean, but yet she's so she seems like such a humble person. One of those few people you'd actually really want to meet in real life and just like shake their hand and tell them, you know what, you've inspired me. You really have. She's very funny. Congratulations to you on your success, and hopefully your dad, even if he comes out of the woodworks now, is a better story than you would have, than most people get. Moving on really swiftly, we do see your messages coming through on the number 0770 729 366.